welcome to the Raw Talk Football TV Premier League debate show. Premier League season's over now. The usual suspects win the league every year. Premier League's coming like Liga. It's coming like SPL. It's coming like the Bundesliga. The biggest myth in the Premier League that the Premier League is competitive, which it's not. It's only one team that wins every year. Talking about Man City. You're silent, yeah. Talking
It's
about
competitive for the rest of the. It's competitive for the rest of the positions, isn't it? Look at that.
No, that's dead. That's dead, bro. Who cares about that relegation? That, bro, it doesn't matter. If one team's winning the league every single year, the Premier League's not competitive, bro. Like, what's the difference between the Bundesliga and Liga? It's Liga's competitive. Marseille and all the other teams are fighting for top spot, but they take the piss out of the Liga because they say PSG win it. Bundesliga, the same with Bayern Munich, is competitive. It was competitive right down to the last game. But who won the league? Bayern Munich. So is it really competitive? Is the Premier League really competitive?
Oh boy, is that the question now? Is the Premier League?
No, I'm saying I'm basically it's tied in because there's who's stopping Man City next year coming like the Bundesliga then or Liga. Who's stopping them? Because
to be fair, it's Pep in it. As well as City, it's Pep. So I reckon they'll be there more often than not while Pep's there. And while he's there, you got to put up with me. You just got to hope that he just gets fed up and wants to go back to Spain soon.
But the thing is, Man City have been winning leagues when Pep wasn't there. Under Mancini, under Pellegrini.
They were, but it was more of a level playing field, though.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It wasn't sort of how it started to become. Because now he's got his feet under the table. It's problems, especially with all the other teams around him in transition, and it seems like a constant transition. Like how many years you're going to say Man U in transition for?
Yeah.
Yourselves, you had it. We spoke about it many times. You had it there where you could have maintained sort of a level of competition there, but you killed yourself because you didn't invest where was needed at the time. Chelsea are just on the madness right now, so it's one of those. They're in the biggest transitional period. Arsenal have been in a transitional period for 20 years, so it's unfortunately it's the consistency of having Pep there and Klopp. Obviously, you lot fell away this year, but the ones with the more long-serving managers are the ones that are going to be more of a threat because they've more got their foundations in place.
But like you said, how many times can you keep that as an excuse? Well, we need to look at how these clubs have been run, because I know Man City have got 115 breaches of financial fair play, or what they've done, messed up their books, whatever they've done. But one thing you can't deny, personally, if you take that away, I know it's a massive, big thing. I think they're the best well-run club in the country. They've got owners that want to win. Maybe they've bent the rules or they've done a madness. But at the moment, you're proven you're innocent until you're proven guilty. But if you look at how that club is run, it's run to win, and it's run to win consistently. You look at the setup they've got, the training facilities, the manager, the squad, and the recruitment. Their recruitment is so underrated. Take Haaland. I know Haaland is everyone knew him, but if you look at the recruitment over the years of Man City, of who they've brought in, I know they've spent the money, but money doesn't mean anything. Look at what Liverpool have done, Nunes. Money means nothing. To get the recruitment right and to keep on winning, you've got to give them it's burning me, but you've got to give them props. Their recruitment's outstanding.
It's them, but it feeds back into Pep, doesn't it? Pep's not going to have any player that he doesn't want. And obviously, what he's won, no one's going to argue anything. It's the same as when Fergie was at United. Like, he's going to get the players that they want. Why? Because that's what they've proven over the years. So it's when he goes, does that stay as it was? Does the consistency of getting it right every time and the recruitment, Does it stay the same, or will they become like a Galactico type thing? What United tried to do.
Maybe, and maybe you're right. We won't know until Pep leaves. But I'm looking at the long term future. Why would
But
Pep leave? I think he's got more money than everybody else. He's got a better squad than everybody else. He's a better manager than everybody. I just think he could build a dynasty like how Fergie did. You look at the team; it just needs tweaking here and there, buying one or two players every transfer window just to freshen it up and make everybody hungry. I think we're looking at a dynasty. We're looking at a PSG, a Bayern Munich, a Celtic, where everyone's playing. Personally, I think everyone's playing for second place. But one more thing, I think even if Man City didn't buy anybody, if it's the only way the other teams win, it might be hunger if they won the treble. Because I don't think no matter who Man United buy, Chelsea buy, Liverpool buy, Arsenal buy, their squad will still be better than everybody else's.
If I go back to the first point, I think it shows that with the teams I mentioned, like yourselves and City, like having that consistency of the same manager for 6-7 years has obviously proven that it works, because the most successful teams in England are the teams that kept that manager, and teams are very sort of reactive
Arsenal.
now. Yeah, Arsenal come good. They've had that longevity, so it is. You might start to see them go back to that, giving people time, because it's not sustainable, man. There's not enough managers for the turnover to be as it is now.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad.
It's total bonkers.
15 managers got sacked this year.
I think 15 managers from 13 teams, isn't it? Because certain managers got replaced. Certain teams replaced twice. Like,
you can't make that up. Make that up. No, you're right. There's not enough managers to go around.
How is that possible? Do you know what I mean? So you might look at an era, but are the fans patient enough? That's the problem, because it's not everyone's going to get the success that they want and they think they deserve.
Do you think that there should be like a transfer window for managers where you can't sack a manager until Christmas, or can't sack a manager until the end of the season, no matter what? You've got to keep that manager.
I wouldn't mind that, to be fair.
Because it gives managers time regardless. Like, well, if you ain't sacking your manager before the start of the season, you've got to ride with this manager until the end of the season. No matter what the fans say or what the players say, he's here to stay until the end of the season, or even at least till January.
But where else here? I said a stat, was it on Match of the Day? I must have saw it, where they were saying that, which was right, where it was like the managers that stayed, i.e. the Coopers and the Bournemouth, Gary O'Neill. Yeah, Scott Parker got sacked, but he got sacked early on when it was looking sticky for them. Moyes, they stayed, and they're the ones that stayed in the league.
Stay in the league, yeah.
Barring Daesh, which, to be honest, if Frank was there, Everton would have been going down.
Yeah, they're straight.
That's an absolute given.
Yeah, he's the worst in Premier League history.
Yeah. Let's not kid ourselves. But the City thing, it is like everyone's vying for second place right now, and you just got to hope. You got to hope that either Pep gets bored and decides that, you know what, I need to go and enjoy elsewhere, because it's intense. His way of working is intense, and can he work like that to the later stages of life? Obviously, given he was playing for, I don't know. Ancelotti done it. Ancelotti's still doing it. So it depends on if you want to do it.
But Ancelotti is a different type of manager. Ancelotti is maybe a cool, calm, collected manager. He doesn't really. Ancelotti looks like a manager. He actually doesn't manage, say, in a training pitch, pattern of play. I think Ancelotti looks like an observer, and he's good man management skills. I think he's a guy that will go into a club, let his backroom staff do all the day-to-day stuff, but he will just mold them into what he wants, and just good at managing the players. So
that's what it looks like. Holding around with the cigar in the training ground. But that's what you got to hope for, man. Unfortunately, it's Man City's time. And right now it's all rosy, but it's been 7 years. You just got to hope that it's not much. We're not watching this for much longer, because the way he builds teams, the way he changes it up,
it's mad.
the way
every year.
And the money aspect is the money aspect, but we've said many a times that money doesn't mean you're going to get it right. Like, we've spent money.
Yeah.
We've spent bundles of money. We're far from getting it right yet. So take the money aspect out of it. As a manager, go on.
No. So go on. I'll finish it off. I'll ask another question.
Yeah. So as a manager, you got to respect what he does. And looking at City, it's all about when he moves on, their next step of who fills them shoes. It's massive shoes to fill, and that's where the troubles start.
No, you're right. But just looking at it from Man City, as a business for the Premier League, is it good for the one team to win it every year? Or if you look at it as well, I know they've got all these breaches. Do you think what's going to happen with Man City is that they're going to throw the book at them? So it gives them a handicap.
If you look at what they've done to Tony, then if a player's getting a 8-month suspension,
they should be in the National League. They should be playing Dulwich Hamlet in them teams there.
Then these lot have got to be minimum Champions League.
Yeah,
I mean championships, though. Minimum, because you look what they done Tony so dirty. Yeah, like in hindsight, he wasn't in the team. He bet on his team to lose. He was in the team. He bet on them to win. What's wrong? What's the problem? No, you know what I'm saying? That's confidence. In other words, that's confidence. Like, why these the breaches of man, I ain't gonna lie, the 200 and something, but you can't be having betting adverts everywhere and then moaning that a man's betting. If his friends were gaining off him getting a yellow card in the 90th minute and he bet on that, then fair enough. But basic betting, I don't know too much about it, but basic betting on winning or losing, if that's what he wants to do, that's his business.
But they come out at the end saying he has a gambling problem. Okay, so if he has a gambling problem, why don't you help him? Why are you fining him if he has a problem?
No, they're suspending him, and so taking away his daily activities where he's still getting paid and giving him more time to gamble.
But his mental health is going to be even worse, so even more effed.
Not when he's watching football on TV, all he's going to see is gambling ads. And this is it, isn't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? No, it's madness.
Last two bits. All right, going back to who's stopping Man City. All right, so if you had to pick a team or teams for next season, who would challenge?
You know what? This is the ugly setup.
It's not even an ugly setup. It's like you said, Man United can't be in transitional period for forever. So if you had to pick a team or a couple of teams that can challenge Man City or make it difficult for Man City, who are you picking?
You know what? It's going to feel like bullying on Arsenal's part, yeah, but F it. I don't see Arsenal doing what they've done this year, next year. I feel like you've got been in the position you're in, and if you made the right signings, then even without that, I think you proved near the end of the season that you're still potentially a threat, especially having Klopp. So it's still going to be a problem. So I see Liverpool and United, to be honest. I don't think it being the year for Chelsea. I think they'll still be. They'll do well to sort of challenge for fourth. Personally,
I think top six is a realistic expectation, but I think there could be a threat because they're playing one game a week, and this is Chelsea. Chelsea are weird, so you just don't know. But looking at it, there's a lot of things to sort out before they can actually do well on the playing side. But
there's
I agree.
No culture in the club, man. Like,
no, there isn't.
Who's the one? There's nothing there no more. There's no identity that in that changing room. Like it's everyone's doing their own thing.
Yeah, 100%.
They don't know each other like that, so I don't see that fixing itself, especially how the season's gone this year, overnight. I don't really see it happening unless they have one incredible pre-season and Poch is some management genius where he gets these little best friends overnight. Because usually you got the core players, isn't it? You got the core players that form part of the dressing room. Without that, where's the vibe? Where's the sort of you know what sport's about, isn't it? It's all about, especially a team sport. everyone's got to be looking to do it for each other, let alone themselves. Otherwise, it's never going to work.
100%. 100%. I agree. I think it would be Man United and Liverpool. All depends on the recruitment. I think I don't know who. I will go to Man United, who Man United think, but I can go with Liverpool. They're talking about Kone from Mönchengladbach and Thuram. I think they. I don't know too much about them. I've looked on YouTube. They look like the players we need: energy, legs, who can win the ball back, maybe could get a goal. But that's a massive jump from playing Liga and Bundesliga, and you're not playing at the top end of Liga and the top end of the Bundesliga. You're not playing Champions League all the time. For them to come into Liverpool and have an expectation to win, I think that's a poor. I think it's inexperienced signings, and I feel the fans think they're going to come and hit the ground running. I'd rather have a Premier League proven 2 midfield players and buy one of the two, because I don't think that makes us any closer to to fighting for a title.
Well, quick, do me a favor and hijack the Mount deal.
No, bro, we're lost.
That's what you want.
You're ahead. Bro, you're ahead. You're Usain Bolt in that. You take Bolt. You can take Mount. I don't want nothing to do with Mount, bro.
But
you could have Mason.
The problem is, bro, is that everyone needs the same players, and not everyone's gonna. It's one of the most important transfer windows of recent times, with the amount of teams that are in the position that they're in. Everyone needs a midfielder.
Yeah, Man City is sitting back with a cigar, watching these guys,
watching everyone scramble. You know what I mean? But if they want, they cherry pick what they want anyway. So it's not an issue. But luckily that they're not in that overhaul stage, and it's just cherry picking the 1 or 2 player, like just to improve the squad and keep the rotation going.
Percy, you know what? I think that clubs are doing negotiations with each other, in the sense of, like, Liverpool go, okay, well, you have Mount, but we'll take McAllister. You can't have both. If you're going to try and go for both, we'll try and go for the other player as well and make it a bidding war. So
but you don't need both of them players, though. Them players are the same.
Yeah, but but I personally think that if it was up to Ten Hag will take McAllister and Mount, where Mount can play other positions as well. He can fill other positions when they're injured, and then McAllister can play there with Casemiro. But I think you can't have them both. So it's like, I think it's like a negotiation with each other. It's like, okay, you have that guy, we have that guy. You have that guy, then we have that guy. I think that's how it's going to be, because what you've just said, too many clubs need the same players in the same position. And they're going for the same player. So there have to be some sort of compromise.
Chelsea after midfielder, you after midfielders, we're after midfielders, Arsenal after midfielders.
Tottenham after midfielders.
So where are all these midfielders?
That's what I'm saying. So, but I'm saying, even we're linked with these Kones and Thuram, for them to come in and hit the ground running and expect a title challenge, for you playing in a mid-table team in the Bundesliga and a team that fights for the Europa League, maybe Champions League in Liga.
But you know what? I'm not really watching that, though. I swear to God, I'm not really watching that. Because...
but you got sometimes players can come in and do the thing straight away, but some players, they need 2 to 6 months to acclimatize what they want from the player. So I just think that for them to come in straight away and hit the ground running, because Liverpool in their heads think they should be challenging Man City, I think that's tough on them. That's tough.
But you know, the sad thing is that City have come to life latter end of the season. Yeah, it's when the time it counts. But over the overall season, they haven't been convincing. They've hit it at the perfect time. But overall, are we taking the World Cup into account? Is this what we're doing?
100%. I think they timed it just right. They knew they're going to have their... I think the first 3-4 months, they weren't 100% fit. And that's why they're winning games and losing games. They knew the World Cup was coming. And then they said, you know what? We're going to push hard from March onwards, and we're going to go on a mad run. And we're going to be super fit, and everybody else is going to be tired. Where everybody's done it the opposite way, they've done it back to front. Not fit at the start, kick on towards the end, where everybody was fit at the start, had no engine towards the end, and that's why they've won it, and that's why I think they're going to win it all.
Just hypothetically speaking, then, if they win singular, if they win just the Premier League, is that a good season for them?
I think it's a satisfactory season. It's not a good season because of where they are. Because I think this might be not the easiest treble, but the treble where you look at it. Well, you just got to beat Man United, who are in a transitional period, and beat Inter Milan, who are, I don't even know if they made the Champions League for next year. They're struggling for a Champions League.
For some reason, I don't even think Man U are going to throw the spanner in the works. I sort of think that Inter got it in them.
I was sitting down. I was thinking that I said Inter will come up with a plan, but I still think Man City will win. I think it's going to be tight. It could even go extra time. I think it's going to be a tight game.
But then how can that? Because Inter, though, how man like Mkhitaryan and Dzeko causing havoc.
Yeah, bro. I just think tactically, I think if they had AC Milan, they'll wipe the floor of AC Milan. But I think it's their time. I think it's their time.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, 100%. Guys, what do you think? Do you think who's stopping Man City? Who do you think is going to push Man City next year? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. See us on Monday. Tobias, I leave it to you.
United, mate. We're the only hope. We're the only hope, mate. Two cups and third place. Ten Hag might bring back the glory days. I might start being convinced, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Go on, City. Come on, City. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are Raw Talk Football TV. We are out.